Hello and welcome to another episode of Reach Higher Thursdays. I'm Nikki Devitt, president of the Petoskey Regional Chamber of Commerce, and I am excited today to be joined by Damon Whitfield, owner of Harbor Springs Physical Therapy and Wellness. Damon, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where did you go to school and your secondary education?
First of all, thanks for having me. Appreciate being here. I was born and raised in Charleston, South Carolina. That's where I went to high school, where I went to college, and where I went to physical therapy school before I moved up here to Northern Michigan about 18 years ago.
Fantastic. Okay, so definitely secondary education. So let's talk about, you have a mobile physical therapy business. Now, what does a typical workday look like for you?
So being mobile, I don't really have a typical day. I do a lot of, I see people where they live, or at work, or meet them at the beach or the soccer field. So I can see all kinds of stuff during the day. A golfer who has back pain, someone who's had a total knee replacement, your grandparent that can't get out of bed, and everything in between. So it's typical isn't very typical. And physical therapy in general, you've got different settings. You've got the hospital, the nursing home, the clinic, school settings, and so I get to do a little bit of all of that stuff.
Interesting, very much. Now, let's say you can go back in time and you could give advice to your high school self. What advice would it be?
If I could talk to myself, usually what I tell students that I've had is always open yourself up to any opportunity for learning that presents itself. So as far as therapy goes, I always tell students that are looking to go into physical therapy or occupational therapy to explore all the different settings, try and get some experience in a hospital, in a clinic, in a nursing home, because for a couple reasons, gives you exposure to lots of different things. But say you move somewhere and you can't find a job, you may only be able to get a job as a therapist at a hospital, and you haven't had any hospital experience, you might not end up liking that. I had people that I went to school with that actually went all the way through school and didn't do any of that stuff before they went to school, and decided as they were in school that it wasn't for them. Had they had that experience before, they would have been able to choose a different profession. So get as much experience as you can.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. So what about job skills? What are the skills that you think are most important to the job that you do as a physical therapist?
Listening, being able to listen to what someone needs. I've told all my students, and I tell all my patients, this is kind of a team sport. I have to listen to you. You as a patient know yourself better than anybody. You can't expect a therapist, a physician, someone to tell you how you should feel, what you should experience. But I can't expect you just to do everything that I tell you to do. So together we have to come up with a playbook to best suit you. Everybody that has a total knee replacement doesn't heal the same. Everybody's got different issues. They live in different places. They have different support. So you don't treat everything the same. So listening to what the person needs and what their wants are, what they need to get back to doing is very important. You may not be the best therapist, the best at the skill of doing therapy, but if you can listen and the patient feels heard, you're going to get along a whole lot better.
Excellent. Okay, so somebody watching this, a student watching this right now, is interested in pursuing a career in physical therapy. What would you say they should do to begin that career?
Talk to a therapist, find a therapist, call a hospital, call a clinic, call me. I'm happy to answer questions. We can give you some guidance. If you go to the American Physical Therapy Association website, apta.org, they have a section on there for prospective students. It answers questions, what kind of prerequisites you need for school, where different physical therapy schools are, and then from there you can kind of branch out and get a lot of questions answered. But talk to people that are in the field and get their experience and their suggestions.
Perfect. Thank you so much for taking a few minutes with us today, Damon. We appreciate it. We'll make sure to share your contact info. And once again, we appreciate you sharing about being a physical therapist with a mobile physical therapy business. So take care. Thank you.
All right. Appreciate it. Thanks.